Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Guys, what is good and what is going on, Sixer Nation? Your boy BLSG back in the building for another Philadelphia 76ers live play-by-play. That's right, ladies and gents. We are or however many play-by-plays I've missed. I know we had a little bit of an error right there, but hopefully that does not happen the rest of the time. But, you know, we've been slacking a little bit recently, but it's not a problem that, honestly, it's not a problem I can handle. It's just something that has to happen in life, and you 76ers, they are back at home where they match up against an Eastern Conference rival in the Atlanta Hawks as they look to go ahead and rebound in which what they are currently on in a 3-game losing streak right now up to this point. But they hope to bounce back as the Atlanta Hawks come into this one with a record of 22-29, while the Philadelphia 76ers come into this one with a record of 30-20 with a 17-9 record at home, while the Hawks are 10-15 on the road. But we will get into the injury report in just a little bit to get a better idea of who I think is personally going to go ahead and win this game. Shout out to everyone that's already coming through, ladies and gents. We've got a couple people up in here. Make it 3 now. Appreciate you guys for coming through and tuning in already. If you guys have not done so, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to go ahead and hit that like button on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And everyone, be sure to go ahead and share out the stream so we can bring more viewers up into the chat. You guys know how we rock and roll as always, so let's get down to business here. Obviously, you already know where we got to start. We got to start off by going over to the chat with my guy Eagles up in here. What's going on, Eagles? One of the newest subscribers to the channel. What's going on, my guy? I appreciate you coming through. So I won't make it tonight, but because I'm busy, but I'll catch you next stream. Peace. Hey, Eagles, I appreciate you for coming through and showing support, my guy. Be sure to go ahead and hit the like button if you have not done so yet, my guy Eagles. Appreciate you coming through the stream, though, and also being one of the newest subscribers to the channel in addition to everything else that I said already. Brian Post, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through. Said even though the 76ers are not matching up against Golden State tonight, he has to go ahead and support his team, saying, let's go, Warriors. And respect to your Warriors, my guy, especially Steph Curry. A lot of respect to your Warriors, man. Even though they're having a bit of a lackluster season, still a lot of respect to your Warriors. But hey, Brian Post, appreciate you coming through, my guy. Hit the like button if you have not done so, Brian. Appreciate you coming through the stream. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through, being the third one up in here. Appreciate you coming through, MC. So let's go, Sixers. You already know it is MC. Appreciate you coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Once again, appreciate you coming through the stream. But guys, we got to go ahead and get into the injury report real fast here. Just go ahead and fix something real quick. Not sure what's going on here with the quality. Okay. So obviously we know the 76ers have went ahead and lost their last 3 games, which is obviously very hard without Joel Embiid, obviously, as we know. But the Atlanta Hawks come into this one losing their last 2 games, losing 149 to 144 to the Los Angeles Clippers at home, and then losing to the Boston Celtics 125 to 117 on the road in their last 2 games. But overall, they have a much better squad than the 76ers do up to this point. But when healthy, you give it the advantage over to the 76ers. But getting into the injuries here for the Atlanta Hawks. First guy listed as out here for the Atlanta Hawks is Patty Mills, listed as out with an illness of some sort. So he will not be able to give it a go tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers at home, according to Kevin Chouinard. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right either way. But either way, Patty Mills is out regardless. Second guy listed as out for the Atlanta Hawks is Wesley Matthews, shooting guard. Also listed as out with an illness of some sort tonight for tonight's matchup against Philadelphia. Then the third guy out, and the guy that's going to hurt the Atlanta Hawks the most in terms of shooting in the starting five or just as a second option overall. This one's going to hurt them the most, and it is going to be shooting guard DeJounte Murray. Listed as out with a back injury. DeJounte Murray will not be able to give it a go tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers in this one. Also listed as out for the Atlanta Hawks is Muhammad Gueye. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right either. But anyway, we're just going to call him Muhammad for now. But Muhammad is listed as out with a back injury and continues to participate in modified practices with Atlanta's G League affiliate and will travel to Atlanta throughout the coming week while he continues his rehab. So it's good to hear that he is rehabbing and hopefully getting back in the swing and hopefully gets back to Atlanta's squad sometime soon. And then the final guy listed as out for the Atlanta Hawks is center Clint Capella. He was diagnosed with a left adductor strain following an MRI on Sunday and is scheduled to be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. So hopefully Clint Capella comes back too. It sucks that he had to have an MRI for a left adductor strain, but hey, hopefully all those guys come back healthy and safely for Atlanta, because obviously never want to wish an injury on any player by any means. But now on over to the Philadelphia 76ers side, where we kind of have seen a bit of a familiar injury report in the past. Let's just go ahead and take a look at it anyway, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead here and take a look. And then listed as out for the Philadelphia 76ers, starting on their injury report, and this one's going to hurt them the most. We did not know if this player was going to play tonight, but they were ruled as out for tonight's matchup. As the first guy listed as out for the Philadelphia 76ers is point guard Tyrese Maxey, listed as out with an illness of some sort. They didn't say if it was COVID-related or non-COVID related. But Tyrese Maxey is listed as out for tonight's matchup against the Hawks with an illness of some sort, according to Gina Mizell of the Philadelphia Inquirer, who went ahead and reported it first. And then obviously, Nico Batum, power forward Nico Batum, also listed as out here for the Philadelphia 76ers in this matchup against the Atlanta Hawks with a hamstring injury. So Nico Batum, once again, will not be able to give it a go against the Atlanta Hawks tonight as well. Also listed as out for the 76ers is shooting guard DeAnthony Melton, who will not be able to play tonight against the Atlanta Hawks with a back injury. So DeAnthony Melton also not being able to play in this one. Also listed as out for the 76ers is center Joel Embiid, who listed as out with that knee injury after undergoing an MRI. After undergoing further information, he is expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, in which the 76ers did not pick up a center at the trade deadline. Hopefully they can get one at the buyout market if there is one even out there, because I'm not sure how long Paul Reed's going to be able to hold his ground for. But Joel Embiid will hopefully be out for that 6 to 8 week span if we can hopefully get him back and hopefully get him ready to go by playoff time, and hopefully have him get re-injured again. And that was first reported by Shams Charania of The Athletic. And then the final guy listed as out here for the Philadelphia 76ers is power forward Robert Covington, listed as out with a knee injury, and he hasn't been cleared to practice yet. So it looks like Robert Covington is not going to be seen back on the floor anytime soon. And that was first reported by Austin Krell of USA Today. And it also is stated in, quote, not much light at the end of the tunnel, according to Nick Nurse, in reference to when Robert Covington might be available. So again, like I've been saying ever since pretty much Robert Covington was injured or when we got updated, it looks like we're not going to be seeing Robert Covington for the foreseeable future, but hopefully at the end of the day, he's not out for the remainder of the season, and hopefully we can get him back and hopefully get back to nearly full strength. As this game should hopefully get started in a couple moments here, ladies and gents. So hopefully have this game started. Let's just please get off of this game, of this 3-game losing streak. Let's just get off of it. And also, if you guys did not see already, the 76ers went ahead and acquired both Buddy Hield from the Indiana Pacers and Cameron Payne from the Milwaukee Bucks. So those two will actually both be starting tonight in their very first game being played as 76ers players. They don't have to go through any trade nonsense or anything like that to make it officially official that they are members of the team. But at the end of the day, we'll see what they can do. I'm really hoping for Buddy Hield to really take a big role in his first game. And I'm hoping Cameron Johnson can just provide us with some scoring in the starting five. And then you're obviously going to have Oubre help you out, Tobias Harris hopefully help you out, Paul Reed as well, and hopefully the entirety of the bench. And honestly, also, you're going to see guys like Terquavion Smith, Ricky Council get playing time as well for the 76ers in terms of the guard position. Because the 76ers, realistically, they only have like 4 or 5 guards available. So we'll see how that works out. But Ricky Council and Terquavion Smith will get playing time tonight. As the starting five comes in for both teams right now, for the Atlanta Hawks is Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Saddiq Bey, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu. For the Philadelphia 76ers is Cameron Payne, Kelly Oubre, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris, and B-Ball Paul for your starting five for your Philadelphia 76ers. Coming to you guys live from the Wells Fargo Center here on this Friday night. Let's get this game started here to end off the week as the jump is underway and Onyeka Okongwu is going to win the tip. And here we go, underway from the Wells Fargo Center. As on the tip, he gets it out to Saddiq Bey, over to Trae Young, over to Jalen Johnson, over to Onyeka Okongwu, battling against Buddy Hield, and that first shot put up is good for Atlanta right there to start this one off. But here we go. I do believe that's Cameron Payne, number 22, gets over to Tobias Harris, back over to Cameron Payne for 3, and it gets around the iron, and it's going to miss off the rim, and it's going to be rebounded into the hands of Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson going to drive to the cup, and it's too easy with the finger roll layup here for Jalen Johnson. And the 76ers with these new guys are off to a slow start. As Harris with the ball gets over to Paul Reed, over to Buddy Hield, putting it up for 2. Can't get it to go, and Paul Reed cannot get the rebound. Come on, Paul, you got to get your hands up. Jalen Johnson with it gets over to Bogdan Bogdanovic, and he misses the layup. And it's rebounded by Paul Reed into the hands of Cameron Payne, over to Buddy Hield. Hield with the drive, can't get it to go, can't put it up, and Okongwu rebounds it. In the hands of Trae Young, over to Saddiq Bey, who's going to battle in the paint, and he's going to get it to go. So really slow start here from your 76ers. But can you really blame at least 2 of these guys, though? Because this is literally their first game. And they literally just came from the trade deadline. As Cameron Payne tries to pass it over to Buddy Hield, and a complete miscommunication between the two recent acquirements, and it's going to be back in favor of Atlanta with Trae Young having the ball at about logo land. Trae Young looking, going with the side step 3 over Cameron Payne, and it hits off the iron, and it's rebounded by Paul Reed. Here come the Sixers as it's in the hands of Tobias Harris, who's going to drive on Jalen Johnson, put it up for 2, off the glass and in. Tobias Harris off the window gets it to go. Finally getting the 76ers on the board. Here we go. Here's Trae Young. Hawks look to respond as he gets over to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson looking for his options. Finds Saddiq Bey. Bey gets over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic trying to drive on the inside. And he tried to pass it over to Okongwu. But apparently we do have a foul here called. It looks like on Paul Reed for a kick ball. So that will be unfortunate. And the Hawks will get the ball right back on the inbound. And the inbound now to Okongwu, who's going to drive into the paint. And that is denied by Kelly Oubre. But it looks like it's going to be a goaltend here. So an automatic 2 points here for Atlanta. As the 76ers are now down to the Atlanta Hawks 8-2 to start off the game. As Cameron Payne with the ball gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris kicking out to the corner to Hield. Hield up the baseline. Gets over to Harris. Hield going back to the outside. Hield looking for options. Hield going to go with the side step 3. Bullseye! First points of the game here for Buddy Hield, and his first points here as a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. Trae Young with the ball gets over to Jalen Johnson, top of the key 3, and it hits off the iron and off the window, and it's rebounded by Paul Reed. Here comes Philadelphia as he gets over to Cameron Payne, over to Buddy Hield, putting it up for 2. And that is good, actually, for Buddy Hield to make it a 1-point game here. Less than 9 minutes left to go in the first. Here's Jalen Johnson with the ball. Jalen Johnson gets over to Okongwu. Okongwu gets it over to Trae Young, kicking it out to Jalen Johnson, wide open at the top of the key, and it's Cash Money. You can't leave these shooters open. These shooters shoot. These shooters shoot, man. Come on. Can't be leaving them open. Cameron Payne taking a three, and it hits off the back of the iron, and it's rebounded here by Jalen Johnson. And Jalen Johnson with the ball gets it over to Saddiq Bey for three, and it hits off the iron and off the window, and it's rebounded here by Kelly Oubre. Oubre going to drive into the lane. Oubre putting it up for two, and it's good for Kelly Oubre. Way to drive to the paint, Kelly. Let's go. Come on. Way to drive into the paint, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young bringing it down the floor. Trae Young finds Saddiq Bey. Bey back over to Young. Young guarded by Cameron Payne. Trae Young looking, spinning. Trae Young going to his left. Finds Okongwu. Okongwu putting it up. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded here by Saddiq Bey, who loses it but is fouled. Foul's going to be called on Paul Reed, and this is going to be an unfortunate call for the young backup center for the 76ers, who is once again starting for the team. Man doing the inbound here for the Atlanta Hawks is Jalen Johnson. So Jalen Johnson will inbound. 11-9 is your score. 7:47 left to go in the first as he inbounds it to Trae Young. Top of the three key for Trae Young, and it's Cash Money. Can we stop leaving Trae Young and all these guys wide open? Please. Stop letting them get open. And Tobias Harris with the ball gets over to Paul Reed, putting it up for two, and it jams off the iron, and it's rebounded here by Atlanta. And here comes Trae Young into the paint. Gets it over to Jalen Johnson, but forces him a little bit. Out to Bogdanovich in the corner for three. Can't get it to go off the iron. And it's rebounded here by Buddy Hield in the hands of Tobias Harris. Harris back to Hield. Hield going to his right. Hield kicking it out to Harris. Harris a three from the wing. Can't get it to go, but it's rebounded by Cameron Payne. Over to Hield. Hield out to Payne. Payne going to drive. Payne to Reed. Reed putting up for two, and Paul Reed gets it to go. And one's coming from B-Ball Paul, coming out the mud. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And Okongwu, once again, whoop-de-doo, congratulations. He wants to have another library conference with these officials. And great shot right there by Paul Reed to work in the paint and put up that shot right there, and he's going to the line for one more. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to go ahead and get back into the chat here real quick. But my guy, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights coming up here. What's going on, Daniel Barry? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you're not done so, Daniel. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. And then, obviously, we got my guy, Charles Adderley, coming up here. What's going on, Charles? Appreciate you for coming through to the BLSD Sports Talk channel. Good night from the Nassau, Bahamas. Hey, Charles, I appreciate you for coming through, my guy, from the Nassau, Bahamas. Hit the like button if you're not done so, Charles. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. As my guy, always coming in here with the phrases, like always. And especially one of the usual ones and one of the common ones that you see out here from my guy Charles Adderley, always saying like, share, invite, subscribe to BLSG Sports Talk channel, setting the standards in the live stream broadcast. Yes, sir, you already know. My guy Charles Adderley always showing support up in the chat. Appreciate you, Charles. I appreciate you. I did not mean to take that comment down, but guys, listen to my guy Charles Adderley, ladies and gents. Go ahead and hit the like button if you guys have not done so already. And spread the stream around to anybody that might be interested in this type of content. As he also says to Brian Post and MC co-moderators, good night. Yes, sir. My guy Charles Early again showing support. Showing support like always. As my guy Charles also says, YosG being the host, executive producer, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing great, Charles. Hopefully you're doing the same, my guy. Hopefully everybody's doing well on this Friday night, ladies and gents, as we are about to go ahead and roll into the weekend here. And with it being the weekend of the Super Bowl on Sunday, which I might actually, I never told you guys that yet, but I might go ahead and live stream the Super Bowl on Sunday. So if that's the case, if I do, be sure to come through and tune in. You might see 3 consecutive streams straight. You might see it coming. As MC says, Charles, this kid is awesome and needs to be shared and subscribed to. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, MC, for always coming up here, showing support every stream. Let's crank it up. Let's go Sixers. Absolutely. Let's go. Says, oh, Super Bowl. Awesome. Yeah, I might actually consider it. Here we go. Your score is 14-12 as Buddy Hield didn't or rather Paul Reed ended up making the free throw as we are back here in this one. And Atlanta with the ball here right now. Number 2 with the ball here gets over to Jalen Johnson, over to Bogdan Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic with the floater for 2, can't get to go, and Okongwu able to put it back. Who's even their 5 on the floor? So number 2 is Forrest. Okay. Here we go. Here's Cameron Payne with the ball. Gets over to Buddy Hield. Hield gets it over to Reed, out to Harris. Harris taking a 3 from the corner, and it's cash money. Big time shot from the veteran himself, Tobias Harris. On the final year of his contract, make most of it, Toby. As Saddiq Bey has the ball, gets it over to Forrest, gets it over to Jalen Johnson, who lobs up to Onyeka Okongwu, who throws down a one-handed tomahawk down into the rim. Here we go. Here's Cameron Payne with the ball. Cameron Payne looking for his options, finds Paul Reed. Reed out to Harris on the outside. Harris coming on the inside, lays it up for 2. Can't hit it off the window, but Jalen Johnson cannot handle it and can't seem to pick up the ball as it's going to stay with Philadelphia with 14 seconds on the shot clock. And with 5:45 left to go here in the first quarter. 76ers for the moment are really staying with Atlanta. They're really staying with them. Cameron Payne to inbound, gets out to Buddy Hield for a long 2, can't get to go. But Cameron Payne able to put it back at 3, inbounds it. Cameron Payne coming in and showing that hustle where it matters most. Forrest with the ball here going to his left. Forrest going to go ahead and kick it out to Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey backing in, spinning, laying it up for 2, can't get to go the first time, and can't seem to get the offensive rebound, and it's rebounded by Tobias Harris. As here come the Sixers. Harris kicking out to Hield. Hield out to Cameron Payne. Out in the deep sea. Cameron Payne trying to put it up for 2, but it hits off the back of the iron and misses, and it's rebounded here by Saddiq Bey. In the hands of, I can't tell if that's DeAndre Hunter, which I think that is, and Saddiq Bey able to rebound it and put it back in for 2. Because DeAndre Hunter is number 12 for Atlanta, so I'm pretty sure that was DeAndre Hunter. As Buddy Hield gets over to Tobias Harris, back to Hield, over to Paul Reed. Reed looking for his options here. Reed putting it up for 2 on the jumper. Hey, it's good for B-ball. Paul, let's go. 76ers in the red jerseys, by the way. Atlanta in the black jerseys. Here we go. Bogdanovic with the ball here for the 76 for the Hawks. Gets it over to Saddiq Bey. Bey trying to get it up for 2, but he will be fouled on the play. First one at the line is good for Saddiq Bey. Mo Bamba will check into the game here to replace Paul Reed. We also have a couple more adjustments coming. Terquavion Smith will check into the game here for the first time. He's really going to get some run tonight, and he will replace Cameron Payne early on. KJ Martin also checking into the game here for Buddy Hield. Second one at the line is good for Atlanta. Here we go. There's Terquavion Smith with the ball. Getting some early in-game action. Terquavion Smith miscommunicates that one, and KJ Martin cannot seem to pick it up. But overall, that was a terrible pass from Terquavion Smith. Terquavion Smith, if you're going to pass the ball, keep it tight. Don't try to reach so much. Here we go. Number 2, I do believe this is Garrison Matthews. Or rather, that's Forrest, I do believe. Gets it over to Garrison Matthews now. Matthews looking for his options. Finds Okongwu over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter looking for his options. Puts up a 3, I do believe. It's no good. It's rebounded by Okongwu. Gets over to Forrest, over to Matthews for 3. And Garrison Matthews able to get it to go here for Atlanta. And right now, the 76ers are just not able to play defense right now ever since making this change. As Terquavion Smith gets the ball over to Mo Bamba, over to Tobias Harris. Harris gets over to Terquavion Smith. It was hot the other night, but the shot by Terquavion Smith swirls around the iron, and it's rebounded by Atlanta. Here we go. Here come the Hawks. Forrest with the ball. Forrest going to drive. Forrest going to kick it over to Okongwu for 2, and it's cash money. And the 76ers cannot do anything right now. They need to pick up the pace with everybody that they got on the floor. Tobias and Kelly Oubre, you got to be the main guys to step up. Mo Bamba, get something going. And Terquavion Smith and KJ Martin, you just got to do your best. Looks like we got a timeout here called by Quinn Snyder and the Atlanta Hawks. Starting to run away with it a little bit is Atlanta, but can the 76ers get it back? Is the question that is waiting to be answered. As my guy Charles Arley says, MC, absolute, no cap. With the thumbs up to Charles right back. And also another good old phrase from my guy Charles Arley saying that you can express yourself on BLC Sports Talk channel in a professional, respectful manner. Real straight talk. Yes, sir. My guy Charles Arley always showing support up in the chat. But at the end of the day, guys, the 76ers really just need to work with what they got right now. Because they don't have too many options to use for tonight, especially for the fact that they are going to be a little shorthanded. Kenny Lofton is actually, I do believe he's available if I'm not mistaken. But I know Nico Batum is not, because I know Nico Batum is listed as out. So we might see a little bit of Kenny Lofton later on in this game. And we'll obviously see Ricky Council. Because the 76ers only have like 4 guards tonight. So we're obviously going to see some action from Ricky Council. Ricky Council the 4th, I should say.
Relax. Stop. Relax.
We have less than 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, 2:59 to be exact. The 76ers down to the Atlanta Hawks here early, 27-19. And Buddy Hield's doing a nice job, but again, everybody has to learn to execute. They have to get used to the system. Keep in mind, these are guys that just got picked up at the trade deadline yesterday. So, again, they really have to get used to the way Nick Nurse does things with his style. But hopefully the veterans here that know Nick Nurse's system pretty well, and Tobias Harris, Paul Reed, Kelly Oubre, and basically the entire bench, hopefully they know what they're doing when it comes to hopefully they can pick things up here. Buddy Hield inbound on the 76ers side. Inbounding from court side here as he gets over to Terquavion Smith, over to Kelly Oubre for 3. Can't get it to go. Oubre able to get the offensive rebound. Still loses the ball. Gets it back. Oubre putting it up for 2. Can't throw it down, but he will go to the charity stripe as we do have a foul here called on Atlanta. Number 24 being called for the foul. I do believe this is This is Bruno Fernando. So this will send Kelly Oubre to the charity stripe here to shoot 2 free throws. Hoping to make both of them. First one to the line is good for Kelly Oubre. He hopes to go 2 for 2 from the line on this trip because honestly at this point, the 76ers need everything that they can get. Kelly Oubre averaging 13.5 points per game. Second one at the line is no good as it hits off the back of the iron. And here come the Atlanta Hawks as Jalen Johnson with the ball. Gets over to Trae Young, over to Garrison Matthews, over to Bruno Fernando, who's blocked at the rim by Mo Bamba. But Bamba is going to draw a foul. And Bruno Fernando will head up to the charity stripe to shoot 2. Or rather, it's going to be DeAndre Hunter. I thought it was Bruno Fernando. But it was DeAndre Hunter from on the replay. So DeAndre Hunter to shoot 2 free throws. First one is good for DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter, a guy averaging 14.5 points per game, nearly 15 points a game. He would have been nice to add at the trade deadline if the 76ers needed another nice role player, either in the starting 5 or on the bench. But Terquavion Smith with the ball. Gets over to Mo Bamba, over to Buddy Hield, back to Smith for 3. Bullseye for the young rookie himself, Terquavion Smith. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Trae Young down the other end. Trae Young taking a long 3. No good. At this point, he's getting ready for the All-Star game coming up. As KJ Martin gets over to Terquavion Smith, over to Buddy Hield. Hield at the top of the key for 3. And it hits off the iron, and it's rebounded by Jalen Johnson. Here comes Atlanta. Jalen Johnson with the ball. Gets served to DeAndre Hunter, over to Bruno Fernando. Fernando trying to back into KJ Martin. Bruno Fernando spinning, putting it up for 2. Gets it to go, but are they going to call it a foul on the floor? I'm not sure if they're calling it a foul on the floor. It looks like they are, and it was a foul on the floor, so it will be an inbound from Jalen Johnson to Trae Young, who puts it up for 2 off the window. And what a shot by Trae Young. I hate to say that, but that was a great shot, great concentration from the point guard here for Atlanta. And it looks like the foul is going to be on Kelly Oubre. Oubre was trailing Trae Young for dear life. I was just hoping to get away with that. And the free throw is also good here for Trae Young. So the 3-point play is completed here for Atlanta as Atlanta jumps out here to a 9-point lead. Reed with the ball. Gets over to Oubre shooting a 3. Hits off the iron and off the window. That's rebounded here by Garrison Matthews. In the hands of Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson going to drive. Kick it out to Hunter for 3. And it's cash money. Got to stop leaving these guys wide open. This is absolutely ridiculous right now. These guys could probably walk down the floor and they could probably do whatever they want. Terquavion Smith another 3. Hits off the iron. Swirling around and up in the air. And it's still no good. It's rebounded by Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson gets over to Trae Young. Trae Young coming inside. Trae Young gets over to Bruno Fernando. Fernando underneath the basket and gets it right past Paul Reed. Come on, Sixers. Like, what are we doing here? What in the world are we doing? As Buddy Hield with the ball gets over to Paul Reed. Reed going to come inside. Reed going to get it out to Buddy Hield. We got an offensive foul here on Philadelphia. And it's going to be on Paul Reed. 3 turnovers for the 76ers here in the first quarter. The Hawks have yet to turn the ball over. Trae Young with the ball. Dumps it over to Jalen Johnson. Who's going to drive. Float it up for 2 with the finger roll. Can't get to go. And it's rebounded by Buddy Hield. Here comes Philadelphia looking for one last shot before they have to give it back to Atlanta. And Buddy Hield can't get it to go, but Paul Reed says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And I'll put it in with 2 hands myself. And And I'll go to the charity stripe for one more. So Buddy Hield did miss the initial layup, and Paul Reed will get his mitts wet and will pick up the offensive rebound and will put it back with two hands. No dunk for Paul Reed, but he will get it to go for the two and will go to the free throw line to shoot one more. Inside 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And Paul Reed is able to make the free throw. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young bringing it down the other end. Trae Young. Guarded here by, I do believe this is Terquavion Smith. Trae Young looking for options. Or rather, he was guarded by Ricky Council. Trae Young lost the ball out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Sixers. 76ers with one last shot here before the end of the first quarter with 2.9 seconds left. They bring in Cameron Payne. Swap him out for Ricky Council. Ricky Council going right back out of the game. Probably just came in just for a little bit of defense. Terquavion Smith with the inbound over to Cameron Payne. Payne in a drive and has that blocked and swatted for dear life by Jalen Johnson. But that is going to, unfortunately for the 76ers, be the end of the first quarter. Cameron Payne said there was a little bit of time left, man, as you got this man Cameron Payne smirking going over the bench. As at the end of the first quarter here, as the first quarter comes to a close, the 76ers, with their two new players in Cameron Payne and Buddy Hield, are down right now to the Atlanta Hawks by a score of 37-26 as we head to the second quarter with the 76ers working on an 11-point deficit. Let's get back into the chat here before the second quarter gets underway. As my guy Charles Isley says, please stay focused, Sixers. Hey, hopefully they do. I really hope they get things together here. Again, we literally just got Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne, and can the veterans that have known Nick Nurse's system longer than these guys, can they get it going? That's what it all comes down to. Do you think the 76ers are a finals team? I wouldn't put it into consideration. I'm not sure how Embiid's going to be when he comes back, because who knows if he's going to be 100%, though. Who knows if he's going to be 100% going into the postseason. Says Brian, as my guy Charles Isley says, Brian Post, my humble opinion, not at this point in time. Yeah, that's the way I kind of see it. Keep in mind, a successful season for the 76ers is to literally make it past the second round. And it's what they have not been able to do for over 20 years straight, and it's really getting sickening at this point. Seeing all these new guys on my team, I know this year is a rebuild now. I really hope it's not. I hope it's just to bring some help around Joel Embiid. I really hope it is. I mean, ease of control is down. To be fair, we could have signed Boban Marjanovic to be the backup center to Paul Reed at this point. As the second quarter gets underway for the next 12 minutes, Cameron Payne with the ball here gets it to Tobias Harris. Harris gets it over to Buddy Hield. Hield going to drive. Hield looking, kicking it out to Ricky Council. Council gets it over to Hield, back over to Ricky Council. Council looking, going to pull up from the free throw line, and it's good for the young rookie himself, Ricky Council the fourth. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball. Gets over to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson over to Garrison Matthews. Matthews guarded by Buddy Hield. Gets over to Trae Young shooting a three, and it's cash money. You have to follow Trae Young wherever he goes. It does not matter if Trae Young is hot or not. You have to follow him wherever he goes. Like, somebody get a body on him. As Harris with the ball gets over to Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne floating it up for 2, and it's good for Cameron Payne. Let's go. Here we go. Trae Young down on the other end. Trae Young puts up a 3 and will be fouled on the play here by Cameron Payne. And Trae Young will head to the line to shoot 3 free throws this time. And honestly, there should have been some time put back on the clock towards the end of the first quarter. First one of the line, rather, is good for Trae Young. Jalen Johnson comes right back in here for Atlanta. Second one of the line for Trae Young is good. Third one at the line is also good for Trae Young. So he goes 3 for 3 from the free throw line on this trip here to push the lead out to 13. Cameron Payne with the ball gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris looking for his options here. Harris going to his left. Trying to cut it out to the outside. Gets it out to Cameron Payne. Payne coming on the inside now. Puts up for 2. Can't get to go. Reed with the rebound over to Ricky Council, the 4th. And Ricky Council will be fouled and will head to the charity stripe. There you go, Ricky Council. Get yourself some playing time out here. Put some points up. That's a nice job, though, by Ricky Council to get in the paint, get fouled, and head to the charity stripe, as the first one is good for the young rookie, Ricky Council. Ricky Council, the 4th at the age of 22, coming from Durham, North Carolina, out of Arkansas as a rookie up to this point, and went undrafted in this past year's draft. Second one at the line, also good for Ricky Council, the 4th. Here we go. There's Trae Young with the ball. Gets it over to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson gets it over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter being guarded here by Ricky Council, the 4th. Hunter standing at logo land. Hunter coming on the inside. Hunter driving. Gets over to Bruno Fernando, who will throw it down with the 2-handed tomahawk for the jam. Here we go. There's Cameron Payne with the ball. Gets it over to Buddy Hield. Hield gets out to the corner where Harris is at. Harris coming on the inside. Out to Ricky Council, the 4th for 3. Can't get it to go, but it's rebounded by Cameron Payne. Out to Buddy Hield for 3. Can't get that to go either. And it's rebounded here by Bruno Fernando in the hands of Trae Young. And at this point, the 76ers are still chugging up bricks to build my new house. Bruno Fernando basically passing it to himself. Gets it over to Jalen Johnson, over to Trae Young. Trae Young with the layup for 2. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Paul Reed. Here comes Philadelphia as Cameron Payne shoots the 3, comes up short. And it's rebounded by DeAndre Hunter into the hands of Trae Young. And speaking of Cameron Payne, he will be called for the foul as Trae Young is fouled here on the play by Cameron Payne. And this looks to be another inbound pass here for the Hawks. 9:24 left to go here in the second quarter. As the inbound pass is into Trae Young. Trae Young going to his right. Gets it over to Bruno Fernando. Bruno Fernando just working in the paint. Absolutely demolishing the Sixers in that category. The paint is absolutely killing the Sixers right now. They need to get some bodies up in the paint when it's all said and done. Especially when Bruno Fernando's coming in. As Harris with the ball backing in against Jalen Johnson. Harris with the fadeaway for 2. And it's a high-arcing deuce for Tobias Harris. But it goes this time around. But the 76ers really need to find a spark here. As Trae Young has the ball. Trae Young going to his right. Trae Young guarded by Paul Reed. Trae Young going to his left. Trae Young directing the offense as he goes. Trae Young dancing for dear life. Still dancing. Kicks out to Garrison Matthews. Putting it up for 2 and putting it in here with, I do believe, the right hand here for Garrison Matthews. Here we go. Buddy Hield with the ball. Gets over to Ricky Council, the fourth, and that gets absolutely demolished out of bounds and swatted like a fly swatter, killing flies by Bruno Fernando. Cameron Payne here looking to inbound. Payne inbounds it to Tobias Harris. Harris gonna drive, gets it over to Reed with the reverse layup, and he gets it to go. And one coming from B-Ball Paul. Paul Reed going back to the charity stripe for one more. Come on, let's find a spark here as the foul's called on Bruno Fernando. And the free throw by Paul Reed is no good. Come on, Paul Reed. Got to make that. Got to make that. Paul Reed off to a really nice start, though, with 10 points and 7 boards. Much respect to Paul Reed, what he's doing so far in Embiid's place. As Forrest with the ball gets over to Bogdanovich, back to Forrest. Forrest gets it over to DeAndre Hunter for 2. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded by Paul Reed. Into the hands of Buddy Hield, over to Tobias Harris. Harris with the wing right now. Now at the top of the key. Now crossing over to the other wing. Gets over to Buddy Hield. Going to the outside. Back over to Harris. Harris going to drive. Put it up for 2. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded by Jalen Johnson. Here comes Atlanta. Bring it down the other end. Jalen Johnson looking. Driving. Kicking it out to Forrest. Forrest looking for his options here. Forrest guarded by Ricky Council, gets over to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson driving, puts it up for 2, can't get it to go. And Ricky Council will get the rebound. So he gets it over to Cameron Payne, over to Buddy Hield, shooting a 3, and it's off to the right. And I knew that as soon as he released it, but Paul Reed trying to put it back, kicks it out to Cameron Payne, over to Ricky Council, the fourth, out to Payne, over to Hield. Hield looking for his options here. Hield kicking it out to Payne. Payne dancing out to the right, shooting the 3, and it's good for Cameron Payne. Did they count it? And Nick Nurse is going absolutely berserk on the court side right now. We got a timeout here called here by Philadelphia. I have no idea what the turnover was, though. It's probably just travel, something like that. Travel, legal screen, something. Bleacher, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you coming through. Says great to see you. Yeah, it's great to be back on here, Bleacher, with my people up here in the chat. Appreciate you coming through, Bleacher. Hit the like button if you're not done so. Appreciate you coming through the stream. Says, come on, Sixers. We got to win this one. We have to, but it's going to be hard. Every game going forward until Joel Embiid gets back is going to be hard for the 76ers to win. I'm just going to say that right now. As my guy, SG Sports Talk coming up in here. What's going on, SG Sports Talk? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Of course, he had to say, go Atlanta, but hey, it is what it is. We show all respect to everybody that comes up in the chat. Appreciate my guy, SG Sports Talk, for coming through. Hit the like button if you're not done so, my guy. I appreciate you coming through the stream. I've said to put the Go Trae Young just to rub it in my face over here. And my guy, Charles Adderley, always showing support, always showing the catching phrases up in here from my guy, Charles Adderley. Saying like, share, invite, subscribe to BLC Sports Talk channel. Yes, sir. Says you can express yourself in a professional, respectful manner on BLC Sports Talk channel, setting the standards in the live stream broadcast. Yes, sir. Let's go. Says the Super Bowl is 2 days away. Yes, sir. It's SG Sports Talk. I might be streaming the Super Bowl. We'll see. Is absolutely Charles. Turnovers are killing us. Yeah, absolutely. Says crank it up. Let's go. MC saying what up to SG Sports Talk. But it sucks though that 3-pointer did not count from Cameron Payne because the 76ers need every basket that they can get at this point. As with 6:54 left to go here in the first half, the 76ers still down by 13. with a score of 49-36 here to the Atlanta Hawks up to this point. 76ers look to figure something out. Buddy Hield so far in the first half here of his 76ers debut with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Here we go. The inbound pass is in to Derek Forrest. Or Trent Forrest, rather. Trent Forrest with the ball stolen away by Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne coming through. Puts it up for 2. Can't get it to go, but Cameron Payne will be fouled. Cameron Payne going to the charity stripe for 2. And Trent Forrest got absolutely hurt on the play, as I do believe he probably hit one of the courtside seats. Come on, C. Payne. Let's go. First one on the line for Cameron Payne is good. That's a good free throw right there from the veteran himself, Cameron Payne. And KJ Martin will check into the game here to replace Tobias Harris. As you see, Tobias Harris going to the bench. As we have Nick Nurse talking to both KJ Martin and Kelly Oubre. Yeah, that's what a coach does right there. Talks to his players, let them know what they got to do. That was something Doc Rivers wouldn't do. Ever since Doc Rivers became the Milwaukee Bucks head coach, so I do believe the Bucks are 1-5 ever since they hired Doc Rivers to be the next head coach for the team. As Derek Forrest, why do I keep saying Derek Forrest? Trent Forrest, I should say, is heading to the locker room after, I think he probably hit his head on one of the chairs or something. Not sure what it was though. Trying to clean up any blood that was shed from Trent Forrest. Trent Forrest currently in the locker room right now. Cameron Payne shooting the second free throw. Second one is good for Cameron Payne. Let's go. Great job right there by Cameron Payne. You should know what he's doing for a veteran. But here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Gets out to DeAndre Hunter shooting the 3, and it's cash money. Come on, guys. Where's the defense at? Goodness. Here we go. Here's KJ Martin with the ball. Gets over to Paul Reed. Reed gets it over to Buddy Hield. Hield looking for his options. Hield gets it over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre going to drive. Oubre putting it up for 2. Can't get to go. Oubre trying to rebound, and Oubre is fouled. He's going to be fouled on the play here by DeAndre Hunter. After Onyeka Okongwu blocked the original layup by Kelly Oubre. First one on the line is good here for Kelly Oubre. Second one on the line also good here for the veteran himself, Kelly Oubre. Now, 76ers need to see some defense here. Here we go. There's Trae Young here going for a deep 3. And again, he's preparing for the All-Star game. My goodness gracious, is he ever preparing for the All-Star game at this point? Here we go. There's Cameron Payne with the ball. Cameron Payne coming on the inside. Payne taking a long 2, and he gets it to go. Good shot right there from Cameron Payne. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young guarded by Buddy Hield, now guarded by KJ Martin. Trae Young looking for his options, backing in. Trae Young now kicking out to Okongwu. Over to DeAndre Hunter, backing into Buddy Hield. Hunter finding a lane, trying to find a spot. They're going to say DeAndre Hunter stepped out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to be 76ers basketball. As Cameron Payne's foot was on the line, so it was a long two here from Cameron Payne. Here we go. Speaking of Cameron Payne, he has the ball right now in this possession. Gets it over to Buddy Hield. Hield finds Mo Bamba, checks back into the game for Paul Reed. Bamba looking for his options, gets it out to Buddy Hield. Hield going to drive. Hield trying to get it over to Bamba. Bamba can't find it. And that was just a bad decision right there from Buddy Hield to just throw it to Mo Bamba. Here we go. Jalen Johnson with the ball. And speaking of Mo Bamba, he denies that, but Bogdanovich gets the rebound. And Bamba denies it again. Here comes KJ Martin. Martin in the lane. Can't put in the layup, but he will be fouled. First one at the line for KJ Martin is no good. Second one at the line for KJ Martin is good this time. So 1 of 2 from the line here for KJ Martin on this trip. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young finds Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich going to drive into the paint, put it up for 2, and gets it to go. Good shot right there from Bogdanovich. Here we go. Here's Oubre with the ball. Gets it over to Buddy Hield, who's going to drive. Put it up for 2, and putting it in is Buddy Hield. Good layup right there from the veteran shooting guard. And Onyeka Okongwu with the 2-handed tomahawk responds with some authority. But Buddy Hield, speaking of Buddy Hield, as he has the ball here, gets it over to KJ Martin. Over to Kelly Oubre, who shoots a 3. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded. It was initially rebounded by Okongwu, but he couldn't keep it in possession as it goes out of bounds off of Okongwu, and it's going to stay with the 76ers. Need some help when it comes to the defense here. But the inbound pass is in to Buddy Hield, who gets over to Mo Bamba. Bamba over to KJ Martin, who's going to drive, get in the lane, and put it up and in. Good right there from KJ Martin. Let's go. And a 3 here for Saddiq Bey is no good. And it's rebounded by Bogdanovich. And Bogdanovich is going to fall to the ground as it's going to be a foul called here on Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba is frustrated right now. Mo Bamba with 2 fouls here off the bench. Timeout called here by Quinn Snyder with less than 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. And SG Sports Talk says, "Go Brock." Not sure who he's referring to. Oh my God, Charles Adderley coming in saying, SG Sports Talk channel, thanks for your outstanding contribution on BLG Sports Talk channel. Yes, sir. Yeah, and I know what you meant by saying that, Charles Adderley. NBA action is fantastic on a Friday night. Vibes, pump it up. Let's go. Yes, sir. This is why do they call it the charity stripe? Let's look that up because I'm actually wondering that myself. It's because the shots are free and uncontested, SG Sports Talk. Because you have nobody to guard the player who's shooting the basketball at the free throw line. So that's why they call it the charity stripe. Says SG Sports Talk because charity means free, my humble opinion. Says 52-38 Atlanta. It's 59-47 now. It's a charity. The Lakers get them a lot. You know who does get them a lot? Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid gets them a lot, if anybody. If anybody gets them a lot, it's Joel Embiid when he's healthy. Here we go. Back into the game action here. 3:15 left to go. As Okongwu shooting the three ball, it's good for Onyeka Okongwu. And the 76ers still getting demolished out here by 15 points here to Atlanta. But Tobias Harris with the ball here for the 76ers. Harris kicking it out to Oubre. Back over to Harris. Harris looking for his options. Harris going to drive. Harris pump fake and putting it up for two. Can't get it to go. Oubre trying to get the rebound. And they're going to give it to Atlanta. And Bogdanovich a three. No good. It's rebounding here by Atlanta. It was initially rebounded by KJ Martin. Bogdanovich another three, and it's cash money. Nobody's playing a lick of defense for this freaking team right now. Like somebody's got to step up. Terquavion Smith a three. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded here by Okongwu. Into the hands of Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich gets it over to Okongwu. Okongwu driving right past Mo Bamba. And Mo Bamba showing no effort whatsoever. Come on, Mo Bamba. Get a hand up or something. Harris with the ball. Gets over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre dancing. Going to drive. Oubre putting it up for two on a tough bucket. Gets it to go. Big shot right there from Kelly Oubre. Trae Young with the ball out to Saddiq Bey. Wide open for three, and it's cash money. Like, what is going on? Here we go. Terquavion Smith with the ball. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris looking for his options. Finds Mo Bamba over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre putting it up for two. Trying to battle. Can't get it to go. Bamba with the rebound out to Terquavion Smith for three, and it's good for Terquavion Smith. Come on, guys. Strong finish to the first half here. Let's go. Trae Young with the ball right now here for the Atlanta Hawks. Gets it out to Okongwu. But Okongwu steps out of bounds, and we're going to go the other way as the 76ers will regain possession. And the inbound pass is in here to Terquavion Smith from Kelly Oubre. Smith with the ball. Gets over to Harris. Harris looking for his options. Harris coming on the inside. Harris looking. Backing in. Losing the ball. Gets out to Mo Bamba. Bamba over to Terquavion Smith. Smith over to Bamba. Bamba putting it up for two. Can't get it to go. But KJ Martin able to put it in at the buzzer. Saying that counts. Trae Young with the ball here for the Hawks. Trae Young looking, loses the ball. It's going to go into the backcourt, and it's going to be a violation. And Quinn Snyder wants to scream at the officials for the rest of his life until he loses his voice at this point. Not sure if it hit off of Trae Young or if it was just off of the foot of Terquavion Smith, but regardless, it's 76ers basketball. Here we go. The inbound passes into Cameron Payne. Payne gets it out to Bamba. Bamba taking a three. A little too strong off the back of the rim. And it's rebounded here by Jalen Johnson. And Terquavion Smith coming away with the steal. The hoop and the harm from Terquavion Smith with the one-handed tomahawk. So Terquavion Smith says, I'm not screwing around anymore. Give me the ball and let me take it all the way to the rack. Trae Young with the ball, spinning for dear life. Gets it over to Bogdanovich, over to Trae Young for three. Wide open again. Wide open again. Congratulations. We can never play a lick of defense right now. Oubre, a long three, just chucks it at the basket. Won't get it to go, and this was an ugly first half from your Philadelphia 76ers. As at the end of the first half, the 76ers trail the Atlanta Hawks in this one by a score of 73-56. As we approach the first 24 minutes down, and ladies and gents, on that note, we have approached halftime. Pretty ugly quarters. Pretty ugly first half, to say the least. But hey, when you're short-handed like this, though, doesn't mean your guys can't step up to the plate and hopefully make it at least somewhat competitive. So there you go, guys. There is your halftime score right there. But before we go ahead and get to the halftime stats here, let me shout out my guy Charles Ireland once more. Appreciate you, Charles, for the continued support. This is BLG Sports Talk channel. Appreciate your outstanding contribution on the live stream broadcast tonight. You are valued indeed. Hey, Charles, I appreciate you, my guy, for the continued positivity and the continued support. Get that comment. I mean, I meant to go back one. As Charles says, imitative and never duplicates. Simply the best network on the planet, bar none. BLC Sports Talk channel. Yes, sir. Always showing that positivity. We will get to the halftime break in just a little bit, Charles, but hey, I appreciate you for thinking ahead of time before we get into it. But ladies and gents, before we go ahead and take the halftime break here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the halftime stats here, and then we'll go ahead and take the halftime break here, like we always do every stream. So starting it off on the Atlanta Hawks side here, Trae Young currently leading the way here for the Atlanta Hawks in this one with 18 points and 8 assists. Then following that up is backup center Onyeka Okongwu, rounding off the first half with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal. Then following that up in the starting five is Saddiq Bey, finishing the first half with 9 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist as well as a steal. Then following that up is DeAndre Hunter off the bench, finishing the first half with 8 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Then following that up, off the bench is Bruno Fernando, finishing the first half with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And then back to the starting five where Jalen Johnson ending off the first half with 5 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block. Then also following it up in the starting five here for Atlanta is Bogdan Bogdanovich, finishing the first half here with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Then finally rounding off the bench here for the Atlanta Hawks is Garrison Matthews, finishing the first half with 5 points, a rebound, and an assist each to end off the first half stats here from the Atlanta Hawks. Now over to the Philadelphia 76ers side now, as Paul Reed actually is the leading scorer so far on the night for the 76ers in this one, leading the way with a double-double already of 10 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist. Then following that up in the starting five is Cameron Payne, the newly acquired Cameron Payne, finishing the first half with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Then following that up off the bench is the young undrafted rookie himself, Terquavion Smith, finishing the first half with 8 points and a steal off the bench. Then back to the starting five where you have Tobias Harris in the starting five, following that up with 7 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Following that up is Buddy Hield with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Following that up is Kelly Oubre finishing the first half with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, as well as a block. And then following that up off the bench is KJ Martin finishing the first half with 5 points and 4 rebounds. And then rounding off the bench here for the 76ers is Ricky Council IV, finishing the first half with 4 points and a rebound to end off the first half stats here for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now to the team stats now, as the Atlanta Hawks are currently shooting the ball from the field at a field goal percentage of 57.4% to the Philadelphia 76ers 40.4%. The Atlanta Hawks are currently shooting the ball 57.9% from three-point range to the Philadelphia 76ers pathetic 20%. The Atlanta Hawks are currently shooting the ball at a perfect 8 of 8 from the free throw line at 100%, while the 76ers are shooting the ball 76.9% from the free throw line at the free throws being 10 of 13. Both teams each actually with 24 total rebounds. However, when it comes to the offensive rebounds, surprisingly, the 76ers have the advantage in that category, 11-7. In terms of assists, goes in favor of the Atlanta Hawks, 22-9 over the 76ers. In terms of steals, both teams have 2 steals each. In terms of blocks, the Atlanta Hawks have more blocks than the Philadelphia 76ers at the end of the first half, 4-2. In terms of total turnovers, both teams are actually tied in the turnover battle right now amongst one another with a total of 6 turnovers for each team. Then in terms of points in the paint, the Atlanta Hawks currently leading the 76ers in terms of points in the paint right now, 32-28. And a total of 18 personal fouls called with 9 fouls called on each team. And ladies and gents, on that note, we're about to go ahead and hit the halftime break after I get to this comment from my guy, Ease Up Controls down, says, well, at least we're trying. Yeah, we're trying for sure. But again, we're shorthanded at the end of the day. But we might as well have our name changed until Embiid gets back. We might as well have our name changed to the Philadelphia Shorthandeds. We might as well change it to that at this point. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break here like we always do. Pretty much everybody in the chat should know how this works, ladies and gents. Go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this one between the Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. And ladies and gents, on that note, I'll see y'all back here for the second half. All right, guys, I am back here, ready to go for the second half, as the second half is about to get underway. Here in this one, we're about to get right here for the next 12 minutes of this game. Says this song is getting catchy, lol. Hey, it is what it is, man. But the second half is getting underway. The next 12 minutes underway here from your 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks. Cameron Payne with the ball gets over to Tobias Harris, over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre gets it over to Cameron Payne, back to Harris. Harris going to drive. Harris going to put it up on this one for two. Good for Tobias Harris, and one to start out the second half. Let's go. Foul's going to be called on Jalen Johnson. I think he's trying to say the foul's on the floor. Well, too bad, Jalen Johnson. You can't get every foul call. 76ers need to get some. Here we go. The inbound is in from Cameron Payne to Paul Reed. Reed back over to Harris. Apparently the basket did not count from Tobias, as Harris gets over to Oubre. Oubre putting it up for two, no good. Oubre with his own offensive rebound, puts it up, puts it in. We have Bogdan Bogdanovic hurt here for Atlanta, and he is struggling to get up. Trae Young taking a long three, no good, and Okongwu cannot get the rebound, and we're going to have a go with the 76ers, and Bogdanovic is still hurt. Getting up slowly, looks like he probably got hit in the eye a little bit. Oh, yeah, whacked him right in the face. Hello. Here we go. Buddy Hield with the ball. Gets over to Kelly Oubre. Going up the baseline. Kelly Oubre losing the ball. And it's going to go off of Kelly Oubre's shoulder. And it's going to go with Atlanta. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young look for options here. Finds his man, Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson over to Okongwu. Over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic taking a high-arcing triple, and it's cash money. Bogdanovic says, I'll take my points back. Thank you very much. Says, I'll take them right on back. As Cameron Payne gets out to Buddy Hield with the long three, and it's good for Buddy Hield. This looks like ESPN's lagging up a little bit here. Here we go. Bogdanovic with the ball. Faking the sidestep out to Trae Young. Trae Young coming inside. Gets out to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic coming on the inside. Gets out to Jalen Johnson, who shoots three off the back of the iron. And it's rebounded here by Saddiq Bey. Come on, guys. You got to rebound. Saddiq Bey a three, and that's cash money. Wow, what do you know? When you don't rebound, you pay the price for it. Cameron Payne with the ball. Gets over to Paul Reed. Reed gets it over to Buddy Hield. Hield looking for options here. Hield trying to come on the inside. Hield going to drive. Laid up for two. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded here by Trae Young. Here comes Atlanta. Trae Young faking the step back. Trae Young takes the shot. Puts it up, puts it in. And no defense whatsoever from your 76ers at all. 76ers can't seem to get anything going apart from their quick start to the second half on one shot. As Cameron Payne takes a three, puts it up, can't get it to go. And it's rebounded here by Trae Young. Trae Young with the ball. Trying to alley-oop it here to Okongwu, and we're going with the 76ers as the 76ers will take it down the other end. Cameron Payne inbounded, gets it into Paul Reed, back over to Cameron Payne. Payne with the ball, looking for options here. Payne going to his left. Payne, the step back three for the triple, and it's cash money for Cameron Payne. Let's go. The ball will just go right out of bounds, and it'll be back to the 76ers as now Atlanta's starting to really turn the ball over. Yo, like ESPN is really like bugging out. Here we go. As Paul Reed with the ball gets over to Tobias Harris. Harris kicking it out to Buddy Hield for three. Good for Buddy Hield. Let's go. Big time shot here from Buddy Hield. Come on, man. It's a good shot right there by Buddy Hield with 13 points right now. And Paul Reed coming away with a steal. In the hands of Cameron Payne to Buddy Hield for three. Can't get it. And it's rebounded here by Saddiq Bey. Here comes Atlanta. Saddiq Bey backing in. Guarded by Tobias Harris. Looking for options. Still backing in. Bey trying to put it up. Can't do so. And foul will be called on Tobias Harris. And it will be Saddiq Bey to the line to shoot two. First one is good. Dude, ESPN is really like lagging right now with their scoreboard. Second one at the line is good for Saddiq Bey. Here we go. There's Tobias Harris with the ball. Harris gets over to Buddy Hield. Hield looking for options. Hield finds Reed. Reed back to Harris. Harris trying to put it up, trying to put it in. Can't do so, but will be fouled on the play. Looks like the foul's going to be called here on Onyeka Okongwu. First one on the line was good for Tobias Harris. Same does not go for the second. Can't get the second one to go here. Now Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young going to his right. Trae Young with the step back triple. No good. Rebounded into the hands of Buddy Hield. Trying to get it over to Tobias Harris, but just cannot get it to go. As Tobias Harris loses the ball out of bounds. Trae Young with the ball gets it over to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic gets it over to Saddiq Bey. Bey looking for his options here. Bey kicking it out to Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson losing the ball. Jalen Johnson kicking out to Okongwu for three in the corner. Can't get it. And Saddiq Bey comes away with the rebound. Saddiq Bey getting into the lane against Paul Reed. Can't get it to go, but Saddiq Bey will be fouled. Come on, Paul. First one of the line is good here for Saddiq Bey. Second one of the line also good here for Saddiq Bey, so he goes 2 for 2 on this trip. And here we go. Cameron Payne here with the ball. Cameron Payne thought about going top of the key, but will not. He will deny it. Cameron Payne gets over to Buddy Hield. Hield guarded by Bogdanovic. Hield coming into the lane, laying it up for two. Won't get it to go as it's a foul on the floor, but it's going to be against Atlanta. Just want to get this box score up. That's actually keeping up with the game. I think I got it now. Pretty sure. Yeah, guys, this has been a tough game for the 76ers on this one. This has been a tough game, especially when you make the debut of two of your players in Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne being both your starting point guard and small forward, instead of having it be Tyrese Maxey. But I'm really hoping Maxey plays tomorrow. I'm really hoping Maxey plays tomorrow, and hopefully this is just on the first of a back-to-back that this happens. I just don't understand how you have DeAndre Hunter with 10 points off the bench. I mean, DeAndre Hunter's a good player, let's be fair here. But you got Garrison Matthews cooking the 76ers. Like, that's what doesn't make sense to me. You have Garrison Matthews cooking the 76ers. Or rather, I was just probably looking at the plus minus instead of the points. But KJ Martin can't come away with the bucket as he got denied at the rim by Jalen Johnson. And it will result in a shot clock violation here for Philly. 6:42 now left to go here in the third quarter. Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young at the logo. Trae Young coming inside. Gets over to Jalen Johnson. Lays it up and lays it in. That's too easy. Here we go. Paul Reed throwing it down off the pass from Buddy Hield. Gets it to go for two. There we go. Here we go. There's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young going to his left. Trae Young look for options here. Trae Young dancing. Trae Young, the sidestep three. Puts it in. Trae Young with a tough shot. Tough shot right there by Trae Young. Trae Young with 23 points and counting, 5 of 9 from 3. Tobias Harris with the ball here, guarded by Jalen Johnson. Harris backing in. Harris spinning, fading away for two. Can't get it to go. And Paul Reed cannot seem to get the offensive rebound, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go with Atlanta. This one's slowly slipping away here from the 76ers. If we had Maxey, we'd probably be standing a chance in this game. We'd probably at least be down by like 4 points. DeAndre Hunter with the ball here gets it over to Trent Forrest. Trent Forrest ends up coming back into the game, passes over to Okongwu, and it is good for Onyeka Okongwu. Again, the backup center here for Atlanta, since Clint Capella is a no-go. Harris a three to try to respond, and it's good for Tobias Harris. That's a great shot right there from the veteran. Here we go. Trent Forrest with the ball. Gets it over to DeAndre Hunter, over to Sadiq Bey, over to Forrest, over to Bogdanovich for three, and it's cash money. Cameron Payne with the ball now here for the 76ers. Cameron Payne gets over to Harris. Harris back to the outside. Outside Payne for three. Bullseye! Big shot right there from the man himself, Cameron Payne. 76ers need some stops, though. They're going to need a good amount of them if they want any chance of getting back in it. Saddiq Bey with the ball, trying to drive into the lane past Paul Reed, and Paul Reed blocks that. Says, get the weak stuff out of here and let me get the ball. Gets it over to Cameron Payne, over to Buddy Hield. Hield looking for options, gets it over to Paul Reed, back over to Buddy Hield. Hield over to Cameron Payne. Payne back over to Hield. Hield taking the three. Swirls around the iron, and it's rebounded by Reed. Reed dumps off to Harris. Harris loses it. And we have everybody trying to get after the ball, but it's going to be a jump ball, it looks like, between Paul Reed and DeAndre Hunter. We had a scramble for the ball right there for a good hot second. Paul Reed playing really well, though, tonight with 12 points and 12 boards. Paul Reed is playing really well in this game. I really like what I'm seeing out of Paul Reed. He's doing a really nice job. It might not be a Joel Embiid type of performance through from 2 and 2/3 quarters, but hey, Paul Reed is contributing in any way that he can. As the jump ball is won by Paul Reed, and it will be picked up here by KJ Martin into the hands of Terquavion Smith, as it's now over into the hands of Tobias Harris. Harris going to drive into the paint, puts it up for two. Good shot by Tobias Harris. Let's go. Come on, defense. Come on, stand up. Come on. Act like you want to play. Bogdanovich with the ball here for the Hawks with the tough layup, the tough hoop and the harm right there from Bogdan Bogdanovich. Harris with the ball gets over to Terquavion Smith, back to Harris. Harris thinking a fade away. Fades away on this one. Can't get it to go. It hits off the rim twice and still won't go. And it's rebounded here by Atlanta. Saddiq Bey with the ball gets over to Bogdanovich. Swat it away. Saddiq Bey tried getting it back. Couldn't do so, but the ball was loose off of the hands of the 76ers. But it will stay with Atlanta with 13 seconds on the shot clock and 3:11 left to go here in the third quarter. Looks like we do have a timeout called as well. We have a timeout here called by the Hawks and Quinn Snyder. NBA action is fantastic on a Friday night. Coverage provided by BLC Sports Talk Channel. Yes, sir. I got Charles Arley always showing that same positive energy, even when we're losing big. Says, you see what I see. We have 5 guys out hurt. Our bench are the starters, and our backup bench is the main bench now. We have the whole G League as our bench. Exactly. We literally are playing Terquavion Smith. We're playing Ricky Council IV, and we're playing 2 guys that literally just got here in Buddy Hield and Cameron Payne. But I really hope we can get like a guy or two at the buyout market, because boy do we ever need some help with this team. But I'm not even sure who's out there in terms of at the buyout market. Andre Drummond literally said he wanted to stay in Chicago, which I have no idea why he's staying with Chicago. Like, do you not want to win a championship, Andre Drummond? Do you not want to have an opportunity to win a championship? You ain't going to do it in Chicago. Your better chances to come back to Philadelphia. Ryan Rowe, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said the 76ers need more stops and need to get to the ball with more defense from Terquavion Smith, Tobias Harris, Paul Reed, Ricky Council, and Cameron Payne. Yes, sir. That's my guy, Ryan Rowe. Speaking facts in the chat. I appreciate you for coming through. Ryan, showing support. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Ryan, appreciate you for coming through the stream. So United Force standing tall against all odds. BLC Sports Talk Channel. Can't touch this powerful stream broadcast. Yes, sir. Charles Adderley, again, I don't know how many times I've said it, but I can't say it enough. Charles Adderley always showing positive energy up in the chat. That's my guy. Tobias Harris with a very lackluster night tonight with 13 points, shooting 5 of 11 from the field tonight. As the inbound pass is in here, we're back in the live game action with Bruno Fernando. Kicking out to Garrison Matthews over to DeAndre Hunter. Out to Jalen Johnson for three. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded here by Kelly Oubre. Here comes Philadelphia as he gets it over to Buddy Hield, over to Terquavion Smith with a high arcing triple, and it's too strong. And it's rebounded by Garrison Matthews, and KJ Martin was trying to hustle for the rebound, but there was too much hustle put into that for an effort by the young buck KJ Martin. And unfortunately for the 76ers, it's going back to Atlanta here with 2:51 left to go here in the third. Betraying with the ball, gets it over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter has that hit off of Oubre, but it's not a kick ball into the hands of KJ Martin. Over to Buddy Hield. Hield going to the top of the key. Hield finds Terquavion Smith, back to Hield. Hield coming towards the inside, out to Bamba. Bamba taking a three for that, and it's good for Mo Bamba. Big time shot from the young third string center for the 76ers. Trae Young with the ball gets over to Jalen Johnson, who throws a one-handed tomahawk with some authority for two from the young man himself, Jalen Johnson. It's just that nobody got back on defense right there. And that's what you have to like about Buddy Hield, too, is that he can create plays and make shots count, as Oubre will respond with some authority. And Oubre will throw one down for the two-handed jackhammer. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball as the 76ers are on a 10-4 run the last 2:50. Bruno Fernando with the ball out to Garrison Matthews for three. Can't get it to go, and KJ Martin gets that rebound. Let's go, KJ. Come on. As now Buddy Hield with the ball gets over to Oubre. Oubre at the wing, now driving on the inside. Oubre back out to Hield. Hield dancing for dear life, looking for an option. Hield gets it over to Bamba. Bamba looking. Bamba kicks out to Oubre. Oubre launches a three. Bullseye! And a big-time shot from the veteran himself, Kelly Oubre Jr. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young looking to respond. Trae Young backing out to Logo Land. Trae Young dancing for dear life. Finds DeAndre Hunter and throws a dart to him, and he responds. And just when you thought the 76ers were going to get back into the game, Atlanta said, we're not making the that easy. As Buddy Hield kicks out to KJ Martin, shooting another high-arcing dribble, and that's an air ball. And it's Mo Bamba coming away with the rebound, who has that taken away by Bruno Fernando, but has the ball stripped. They don't know who it's going with, but it looks like it's going with Atlanta. As I saw all the players walking towards the other end, and yes, it is Atlanta Hawks basketball. Here we go. There's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young going to his left, looking at the wing. Trae Young preparing for the All-Star game again. Hits off the front of the rim. And it's rebounded here by Kelly Oubre into the hands of Buddy Hield for three. Hits off the iron, and it's rebounded by Fernando. Here comes Atlanta again. Jalen Johnson with the ball. Jalen Johnson kicking it out to Trae Young. Potentially the last shot here of the third quarter. Trae Young might as well launch another one from the logo at this point with how many he's had tonight. Trae Young thinking the step back, now drives into the paint, and Trae Young will be fouled with 1.3 seconds to go. With the Atlanta Hawks in the bonus, so Trae Young will be sent to the charity stripe. First one at the line is good for Trae Young. Second one will not go. Martin will rebound it in the hands of Oubre. He launches it, but it does not matter as the clock is going to expire. And that will end the third quarter here between the 76ers and the Hawks, as the Atlanta Hawks still with a 17-point lead here over the 76ers. It will take a miracle for the 76ers to beat the Atlanta Hawks in this one. Can they do it, though? Who knows? With a score of 103-86, we head on to the fourth quarter. My guy Ryan Rose says, who will be available at the buyout market to provide more help as the backup center of creating plays and rebounding? I mean, I'm not sure, since Andre Drummond wanted to go back to Chicago. I'm not sure who's on at the buyout market that would be interesting. Just keep in mind, the 76ers could get like 2 or 3 more players to max out their roster. They could do that without having to give up anything. Because again, it's the trade deadline, so obviously they can't trade anything. I'll answer that back for you in a little bit here, Ryan Rowe. But the fourth quarter is underway here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. As Trae Young with the ball here for Atlanta. Looking for his options. Fades away on this one for 2. Can't get it going. It's rebounded here by Tobias Harris. Here come the Sixers now. Looking for a response. As Cameron Payne now with the ball here for Philly. Gets it over to Harris. Harris the pump fake. Harris putting it up off the window for 2. Can't get it to go. And it's rebounded by Oubre, who tries to put it back. Can't do so. Mo Bamba gets the rebound. And somebody's going to be fouled here. But the foul is going to be called on Jalen Johnson. So Kelly Oubre was the one who was fouled. And he'll now head to the charity stripe here to shoot 2 free throws. First one at the line looks like no good here from Kelly Oubre. Second one on the line, also good for Kelly Oubre Jr. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Gets it over to Garrison Matthews, over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter going up the baseline. Gets it over to Bruno Fernando, and he gets it to go. That was way too easy right there from Atlanta. Like, where's the lockdown defense, guys? Come on. Pick your heads up. As Payne has the ball, gets over to Oubre. Oubre putting it up for 2, and it's good for Kelly Oubre. Come on, guys. Defense here. Let's go. I need to see some defense from you guys. Come on. I get it. You're gassed. We got a shorthanded team. I understand that. I'd be gassed out there, too, if I was in your guys' shoes right now. Come on. This ain't the time to be screwing around. And this one is blocked here by the Sixers off of the hand of Jalen Johnson. Oubre taking it all the way to the cup. Can't get to go. Bamba put it back, but Kelly Oubre will be fouled. So the foul will be called here on Trae Young. First one of the line for Kelly Oubre is good. So they're still saying Andre Drummond, to answer your question, Ryan, they're still saying that Andre Drummond is still considered on the buyout market. So technically the 76ers can still go after Andre Drummond if they want some rebounding. And they could have Andre Drummond just fill like both holes. And maybe just some more like scoring off the bench. As the second one at the line is good for Kelly Oubre. And DeAndre Hunter gets knocked to the floor, so this will be a foul here on the 76ers. It's going to be a foul called on KJ Martin. KJ Martin goes out. Coming into the game is Ricky Council IV. Here we go. Trae Young receiving the inbound pass. Guarded by Kelly Oubre. Gets over to DeAndre Hunter, back to Trae Young. Trae Young has that denied by Mo Bamba and sends that into the first row of the courtside seats. And that will be his third block of the day. Says, get that weak stuff out of here. Inbound passes in from Trae Young to Garrison Matthews. Back over to Fernando. Back to Matthews for three. Can't get it to go. But Matthews looks like he will be fouled. Going to be a foul called here on Tobias Harris. That'll be his second personal. And timeout will be called here by Nick Nurse. Probably give the guys some advice here. And I'm looking at the scores right now. How are the Celtics as of right now, as the third quarter is just getting started? How are the Celtics losing to the Wizards right now? Now I don't know that too much because they might still come back. But hey, for now, let me laugh it up. Like, how are you losing to the Wizards right now? So Yosh G, host, Prince of play-by-play with professional commentary. Outstanding work. Yes, sir. My guy, Charles Adderley. Again, I don't know how many times I've said it so far. It feels like a handful. But hey, it's true, though. My guy, Charles Adderley, always showing positive energy up in the chat. You know what? That's what he's here for, and that's what this is all about. It's about having fun, connecting with one another, showing positivity. And obviously showing the negatives when the 76ers play about like what they're doing wrong and everything like that. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is, though. As Charles also follows it up by saying BLC Sports Talk channel setting the standards in how to provide professional sports talk with outstanding play-by-play and reaction. Yes, sir. Salute to you, Charles. Salute to you, my guy. But yeah, Ryan Bro, to answer your question, it looks like Andre Drummond is still considered on the buyout market, so if the 76ers are able to grab Andre Drummond, that already fills a hole. Another guy that I would like to add to the team would honestly be Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, just to fill like a couple holes, you know? You know, I wouldn't mind Kyle Lowry either. I wouldn't mind bringing Kyle Lowry in because he was a Philly guy, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe he was a Philly guy. Plays college ball at Villanova. But I would just love to snag Spencer Dinwiddie. Mainly because of what he can do inside three-point range, because from the outside he's only putting up 32%. He's only shooting 32% from three, which is not good for a guard, especially for his veteran presence. It looks like they didn't make it official as Garrison Matthews was fouled on the play by Tobias Harris. First one of the line was good for Garrison Matthews, and so is the second. Third one at the line is also good here for Garrison Matthews. Here we go. Kelly Oubre off the pass from Cameron Payne puts it up for two. Mo Bamba puts it back, but not until Kelly Oubre is fouled on the play here by Bruno Fernando. So that will send Kelly Oubre to the line here to shoot 2 free throws. First one on the line for Kelly Oubre is missed off to the left. You cannot afford to miss free throws in this league. Just can't afford to miss. Second one at the line is good for Kelly Oubre, so he'll go 1 of 2 from the free throw line on this trip to the charity stripe. Here we go, inside 10 minutes now. Trae Young passes the ball over to Jalen Johnson, gets it over to DeAndre Hunter. Hunter trying to get in the lane, loses the ball but gets it back, gets it over to Trae Young, who tries to put it up but will be fouled on the play here. It's going to be a foul called on the young undrafted rookie himself, Ricky Council IV. The 76ers need a lot of help. They need a lot of help to get back in this game as the first one at the line is missed from Trae Young. And the 76ers fans are going crazy. They want their Chick-fil-A chicken. They want the Chick-fil-A, but Trae Young says, everyone be silent. Trae Young said, for my Spanish-speaking people, silencio, por favor. Which I'm not sure if we have any Spanish speakers here. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. As Cameron Payne launches a 3 for Philadelphia, and it's cash money from the left wing. Great shot right there from Cameron Payne, the veteran himself. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young launching another deep 3. Can't get it to go. It's rebounded here by Ricky Council IV. Into the hands of Cameron Payne. Over to Kelly Oubre, who gets hit to the ground hard as he does push-ups now to hope that he's okay. I guess that's how they just check it, you know what I mean? How they check to make sure he's okay. But the foul will be called here on Garrison Matthews. I mean, Cameron Payne is definitely stepping up, though, to say the least. Looks like Kelly Oubre Jr. will head back to the line here to shoot 2 free throws. Foul was called on Garrison Matthews, so that will be his third. I mean, it's definitely not over by any means. Because, I mean, if the 76ers can continue to play defense and can continue to do their job, they can stay in this thing. First one at the line is good for Kelly Oubre Jr. Let's go. And multiple changes are coming here from the Atlanta Hawks side. As for the 76ers, Buddy Hield will sub in to replace Ricky Council IV. Second one at the line is good here for Kelly Oubre. Here we go. It's crunch time now. About 9 minutes to play. Kelly Oubre with 22 points. 9 of 12 from the free throw line with 8 boards. DeAndre Hunter with the ball. Gets it over to Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey goes up and has that swatted away by Mo Bamba. Easier than swatting flies. Buddy Hield with the ball out to Payne. Payne the step back 3. Bullseye! Big time shot from the veteran himself, Cameron Payne. And a timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. Let's go. This ain't over yet. We ain't going nowhere. Mo Bamba made that fourth block of the day easier than swatting flies when they're bugging you. 8:45 left to go in the fourth. This game's not over yet. Let's go. Come on. Cameron Payne is really picking it up. Doing his assignment beautifully. That's what I like to see from a veteran like Cameron Payne. That's what I want to see right there. As my guy Charles says, crank it up. Let's go pump it up, Sixers. Let's go. If we had Embiid right now, this game would be over. We have shooters now, it looks like. Yes, sir. Hey, if we did have Embiid right now, we would definitely be winning. We'd be winning this game by maybe like 15 points if Embiid was playing right now. I mean, Cameron Payne is definitely coming to play. He's really stepping up when it matters most. I think he's going to be just fine in Nick Nurse's system. I think he's going to be just fine. Same thing going towards Buddy Hield. Those guys are going to be fine, but Cameron Payne has really picked it up for the Sixers. He has really picked things up. I mean, you got Buddy Hield with 13. Not having the best game, but hey, not the worst game for Buddy Hield. I mean, here's the thing about Buddy Hield. He's not a starter. He's a role player. If this is off the bench, these are good numbers from Buddy Hield. I don't care if it says 5 of 16 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. I don't care. These are good numbers off the bench, and that's probably where Buddy Hield is going to be when Maxey comes back. They might be going with a formation that consists of Tyrese Maxey playing the 1, playing the point guard position. Cameron Payne might be sliding over to the 2 because you don't want to take away Maxey being the primary ball handler for the team. You just don't want to do that. So Cameron Payne might slide in and be the number 2. Kelly Oubre would be the 3. Tobias Harris would be the 4. And then for the moment, Paul Reed would be the 5. But Kelly Oubre is also stepping up. 22 points from him. I'll take that. Cameron Payne also stepping up when it matters most. Let's go. Everybody in the starting 5 is in double digits right now. I love it. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Trae Young looking for options. Trae Young finds Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic going to his left. Finds Trae Young. Trae Young looking, dancing. Finds Okongwu, and that's taken away by Philly. Picked up by Bamba in the hands of Cameron Payne. Over to Oubre. Oubre a 3 ball. Off to the left. Bamba cannot snag the rebound, however. And it's rebounded by DeAndre Hunter. Hunter trying to get it out to Saddiq Bey. But that is batted into the air twice by both Cameron Payne and Tobias Harris. No field goals for the Atlanta Hawks in the last 3 minutes. Here we go. Inbound passes in for DeAndre Hunter. Gets it into Okongwu. Okongwu gets it over to Trae Young. Trae Young back to Okongwu. Out to Saddiq Bey. Bey for 3. Can't hit it. And it's rebounded by Tobias Harris, who keeps it in play. Inbounded to Cameron Payne. Keeping it in play. Gets it over back to Tobias Harris. Harris looking for options here. Harris going to drive into the paint. Puts it up for 2 and gets it to go. Here we go. 109-102. 7:05 left to go. Harris with the ball. Harris looking for options here. Backing in. Harris still looking. Harris fading away on this one for 2. Shortens it. And it's rebounded by Saddiq Bey. Now into the hands of Trae Young, and here comes Atlanta. Trae Young driving, floating it up for two, and puts it in. Come on, Philly, respond with something here. Let's go. This game's not over yet, guys. Pick it up. Cameron Payne with the ball here for the Sixers. Gets it over to Harrison. Harris can't put it in, but Tobias Harris will be fouled and will head to the charity stripe. Come on, Toby. We need these free throws. Let's go. We need these free throws, Tobias. Come on. Come on, Toby. We need these free throws. We need these free throws. You got to hit both of these. 2 of 2, Tobias. Let's go here. First one at the line is good. Let's go. And Paul Reed will sub back into the game to replace Mo Bamba. But Paul Reed's going to go into the backcourt. You know, Tobias Harris, at the end of the day, he's just doing everything that he can. And that's what you have to see from a veteran like Tobias. You know, he's getting older, regressing a little bit year after year, but hey, still putting up what he can. Second one is good for Toby. Let's go. Come on. 6:32 left here in this one. 12-2 run for the 76ers in the last 3 minutes. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball here for Atlanta. Trae Young going to his left. Guarded by Buddy Hield, now guarded by Tobias Harris. Trae Young looking for options. Now going to drive. Trae Young laying up for 2 and laying it in. That's too easy. Come on, man. Can't be doing that. Don't ever give Trae Young a wide open gap. He's just going to take advantage of that all day. Cameron Payne with the ball here for Philadelphia. Cameron Payne gets over to Buddy Hield. Hield looking for his options. Going to his left. Hield spinning. Gets it out to Cameron Payne. Payne out to Hield for a deep 3, and it's way off the mark. And it's rebounded here by Atlanta. Trae Young with the ball here for Atlanta. Standing at Logo Land. As he's guarded by Kelly Oubre. Trae Young going to his left. Trae Young looking for options. Trae Young wanting to drive. Goes with the long mid-range jumper, and it's cash money. And timeout call here by Nick Nurse. He's not liking what he's seeing whatsoever. Allowing Trae Young to make easy plays like this. I mean, come on, man. He's up controllers down. I know you said that if we had Embiid, the game would be over. Here's the thing. He's up controllers down. If we had like a B- or a C+ Tyrese Maxey, we're probably in a much closer game. We're probably either tied or we have the lead by a couple points right now against Atlanta. Even if we have a B- Tyrese Maxey, we're still leading Atlanta right now. If we have a B- or a C+ Tyrese Maxey, we're beating the Hawks. So it's not even if we haven't beat. If we hadn't beat, this game would be over. But if we had a C+ or B- Tyrese Maxey, then we're beating the Hawks right now. Because do you really expect Okongwu to go ahead and lock up Embiid for a whole game to replace Clint Capella? Yeah, okay. That's not happening in 10,000 years. Here we go. Inbound passes in. 76ers with under 5.5 minutes to play. Here's Cameron Payne with the ball. Gets it over to Tobias Harris. Harris standing on the inside. Dribbling it over towards Kelly Oubre. Oubre back to Tobias. Harris looking for his options here. Harris going to drive. Harris going to pump fake. Puts it up for 2. Can't get to go. And we do have a foul here called on Atlanta. Looks like it's going to be on Saddiq Bey. Come on, Tobias. We need these free throws. Let's go. That's going to be Saddiq Bey's first. It's going to be his first foul of the game. First one at the line is good. Come on, let's go. Come on, Toby. 2 of 2. Let's go. 2 for 2 at the line. Tobias Harris was 18 points, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, make it 5 for 6. Let's go. Just outside 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Trae Young with the ball going to his right. Okongwu spinning. Okongwu getting absolutely manhandled here between Tobias Harris and Paul Reed. Paul Reed's down on the ground right now, but looks like he's going to be okay. Paul Reed is going to be called for the foul, though. That's going to be his 4th. It might be about time to get Mo Bamba back in because, like, that man Mo Bamba has played some really solid defense, though. I'm not even going to lie. He's played some really solid defense. First one on the line is good for Okongwu. Second one at the line is good for Okongwu. Here we go. Here we go. Harris with the ball. Pump fakes. Gets it over to Oubre. Oubre at 3 at the top of the key. No good. Comes up short and it's rebounded by Okongwu. In the hands of Trae Young. Trae Young looking. Trae Young dancing. Went on the inside. Now goes on the outside. Trae Young another deep 3 and it's short. And it's rebounded by Paul Reed. Here comes Philadelphia. Is now in the hands of Tobias Harris, who fires it over to Buddy Hield, puts up a 3. Bullseye! Huge shot right there from Buddy Hield. Let's go. This game's still not over yet. Let's go here. Come on. Focus. These are good numbers for Buddy Hield as a role player. And in his first game as a 76er, this is a respectable game for Buddy Hield. Here we go. Here's Trae Young with the ball. Gets over to Bogdanović. Shooting a 3. Swirls off the iron and it's rebounded by Tobias. Here comes Philadelphia. Harris with the ball. Gonna drive into the paint. Harris with the layup off the window and in. And a timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. Great job by Tobias Harris right there to get into the paint, lay it up off the window, and simply just do his job. The hoop and the harm from Tobias Harris with the timeout called by Quinn. This game's not done. We ain't going nowhere. We're not going anywhere right now. Let's go. We were down in the dumps early on, but now we're turning garbage into gold right now. Let's go. Hold up. Where's the stats at? Where's the stats at, bro? I'm trying to see the stats. Like, where are the stats on this thing? Okay, I think I found it. Here we go. Game action back on. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball here. Gets over to Bogdanović. Bogdanović finds Okongwu over to Trae Young. Trae Young trying to put it up off the window and in. Will not get it to go, but will be fouled on the play. Trae Young looking to make it back to an 8-point game. First one is good. Second one at the line is no good for Trae Young. And Cameron Payne trying to get it to go off the window, but cannot. Here we go. Trae Young with the ball. Let's go. Come on, defense. Right here. Stand up. Trae Young with the ball. Loses it, gets it back. Trae Young still dancing. Trae Young still looking. Trae Young kicking it out to Jalen Johnson. Johnson, shot clock about to expire. Gets it over to Okongwu, puts it up for two. Swirls around the iron, and it's rebounded by Tobias. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Buddy Hield with the ball here for the 76ers. Hield looking for his options. Hield kicking out to Reed. Reed back to Hield. Hield looking for options. Kicks out to Oubre. Oubre wide open for three. Can't hit it. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. You got to make that. And Oubre comes away with the steal against Jalen Johnson. Oubre going to drive. Put it up for two. Can't hit it, but gets the rebound. Oubre will be fouled this time on the second effort. And it looks like we do have the foul called here on Jalen Johnson. And Oubre should have hit that three for sure, but it swirled around the iron and missed it. We're showing the three-pointer by Kelly Oubre. First free throw at the line, swirls around the iron and misses. Kelly Oubre needs to get that back. He has to. 76ers need every basket they can get right now. Kelly Oubre at least with a double-double for sure. Second one at the line is good. Come on. Let's go. 2:15 left to go here in the fourth. No field goals for Atlanta in the last 3:20 until now, with Jalen Johnson throwing down a two-handed tomahawk for the Jam. Under 2 minutes left to go here. Cameron Payne kicking out to Paul Reed, shooting a three from 25 feet. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Jalen Johnson. Into the hands of Trae Young. Here we go. Trae Young setting up the offense from Logo Land. Trae Young looking, putting on the handles. Fires a long two, can't hit it, and Oubre comes away with the rebound. Let's go. Here comes Buddy Hield. Hield going to drive, lay it up, and lay it in off the window. Let's go, Buddy Hield. Come on. We're not done just yet. Come on. Here we go. Bogdanovich with the ball gets it over to Trae Young, who faces the pressure coming from Buddy Hield. And because the 76ers are out of fouls to give, it's going to be two free throws here for Trae Young. Going to be two free throws coming because the 76ers are out of fouls to give. First one is good for Trae Young at the line. Second one at the line is good for Trae Young. Here he goes, Buddy Hield with the ball. Hield going to drive to the basket, trying to put it up for two. Will not get to go, but will be fouled on the play by Onyeka Okongwu. That's going to be his fourth. And timeout called here by Quinn Snyder. Just trying to figure out how you get team stats on this thing. Because usually I use the ESPN scoreboard. Now I'm trying to use NBA.com's They can't seem to find the team stats here for when we go over them. Let me just see if ESPN updated finally. They're taking 10,000 years to do so. See if they updated or they're still glitching. They're still way behind. Nah, ESPN is really bugging out. So I'm just gonna have to read them from probably like the bottom of the screen until I figure out. Let's see if I can figure out how to get the team stats up. Now I can't tell what the call is here because I have my TV muted for copyright reasons here. So they're just saying that it just went out of bounds off of Atlanta, so no foul. As Cameron Payne with the ball gets over to Tobias Harris on the inbound, over to Buddy Hield. Hield going to his right, gets it over to Paul Reed, over to Hield. Hield spinning. Hield kicking out to Payne. Payne, a three. Can't get it to go, and Paul Reed cannot snag the rebound. And Buddy Hield will foul Jalen Johnson. First one of the line is no good for Jalen Johnson. Let's go Sixers. Believe and receive. This is powerful indeed. Yes, sir. So stay focused. You already know. Both free throws missed for Jalen Johnson, meaning the 76ers fans again, the chicken nuggets. As Oubre puts it up for two off the rim, puts it in to make it a 6-point game. Got to get to Atlanta quickly, and they will foul Trae Young. Probably got to put their best shooters and defenders on the floor. So if we're talking like shooters and defenders, you got to put Mo Bamba out there because this man's got like 4 blocks already. First one of the line is no good for Trae Young. Sixers fans looking for that 8-pack. For that box including 8 chicken nuggets, and they ain't going to get it. So 76ers probably need to put, like I said before, the 76ers probably need to put their best shooters and defenders on the floor. So that probably means that Mo Bamba might need to come out for Paul Reed unless they want to play a little bit of bully ball. If they want to play bully ball, I'd be fine with that too. But you got to put your best shooters and defenders on the floor. Yeah, I might just need to read this from the bottom for the team stats because, like, ESPN's bugging out. And, like, this is absolutely insane. So we just get another tab. Get the same thing up. Here we go. Tobias starts to inbound the pass here. 30 seconds left. Harris to inbound. Has to inbound quickly. Inbounds it to Reed. Reed looking. Reed, the step back triple, and it's no good. Payne with the rebound out to Oubre for 3. Got it. Huge 3 right there from Kelly Oubre to keep the 76ers in this one. Probably got to foul quickly here. Trae Young taking the time down, and Trae Young will be fouled again. Trae Young looks like he's going to head back to the line. It's a good game overall from the bench. Yeah. The bench played pretty well. Not so much on the scoring aspect of things because they only had 20 points combined off the bench. But defensively, though, I really liked what I saw. Stealing 3 blocks for Mo Bamba. Steal from KJ Martin. Steal from Terquavion Smith. And then nothing from Ricky Council, unfortunately, which sucks. But hey, the bench has been playing. The bench played pretty well this game. I mean, I'm not going to lie. 76ers got a foul right away. Jalen Johnson inbounds to Trae Young. They got to foul him quickly here, and Paul Reed will do just that. Sending Trae Young to the line, hoping he misses one or both. First one on the line for Trae Young is good. Second one on the line is good for Trae Young. Man. Hopefully, assuming the 76ers don't win this game, hopefully this will be some momentum going into tomorrow night. Because again, this is the first half of a back-to-back here for the 76ers. I forget who the 76ers play tomorrow. They play Washington. Okay. That should hopefully be a W. But you never can count on anything with this team without Joel Embiid. You can never count on it. Player of the game, though, regardless, overall amongst the two teams was Trae Young. 37 points, 12 assists. That's his 33rd double-double of the season for Trae Young and will represent the Eastern Conference in the All-Star game. Here we go. Cameron Payne to inbound here. Inbounds it to Tobias. Got to release a shot here real quick. And Tobias has that denied here on the play here by Atlanta. Buddy Hield comes away with a layup, but only with 3.3 seconds left. I think Quinn Snyder, I'm pretty sure, called the last timeout. And indeed he did. We still need Embiid, but we all know he's not coming back this season. I mean, he technically can come back, though. I mean, they say he's being reevaluated in 4 weeks, which is going to be 3 by next week. But it's more than likely, if Embiid does come back, it's going to be in a timetable of 6 weeks, is what it's looking like. But a lot of people are saying that Joel Embiid should just sit out until the postseason, which I totally get. I totally get that. But the question is, can we make the playoffs, though, without Joel Embiid being on this team? I mean, I get that Cameron Payne and Buddy Hield, they did their job tonight. They did a really nice job. After a slow start, they really started to pick it up and put their pedal to the metal. Jalen Johnson inbound here. Inbounds it to Saddiq Bey, and Bey gets fouled with 1.6 seconds remaining. That's just why I want Embiid coming back this season, so it's guaranteed that we have a playoff spot. Because right now, we're potentially losing our 4th straight game in a row, and that's all without Joel Embiid. We need to get Maxey back tomorrow, though. I will tell you that right now, to say the least. We need to get Maxey back tomorrow. I get it. I get it. People are going to be like, oh, rest him. It's just the Washington Wizards. Okay, have you seen this team without Joel Embiid? They do not look the same. Change my mind right now. And I get it. Without Cameron Payne and Buddy Hield, this game would not be close. But still, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Harris for one last shot. It's not even going to matter. And that will conclude this game on a sour note here for the 76ers, as they will drop their 4th straight game in a row here to the Atlanta Hawks in this one by a final score of 127 to 121. Sucks to see this team lose their 4th straight in a row. It really does suck, honestly. But hey, if we had like a C+ or B- Tyrese Maxey, we win this game. We win this game if we get a C+ or B- Tyrese Maxey. If we get a Tyrese Maxey that's 75-80% healthy, we win this game. Because it's guaranteed he's putting up more than 6 points if we get a 75 to 80% Tyrese Maxey. Did a really good job. I hope they can keep it up with everybody healthy. Yeah. As Charles said, 76ers made a great comeback. Too little, too late. Great effort, though. So that's a wrap. Yeah, until tomorrow night, where I will be back to live stream the 76ers game tomorrow night, as they will match up against the Detroit Pistons. Or not the Detroit Pistons, the Washington Wizards, I should say. But I will be back regardless, though, to live stream tomorrow's game and potentially live streaming the Super Bowl on Sunday. There's definitely potential. So you guys are seeing 3 streams in the next 3 days. This stream tonight, 76ers stream tomorrow, and then the Super Bowl being streamed on Sunday. Just to put content out there for my channel, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, that's how this game comes to a close. 76ers have yet to get the job done here pretty much without Joel Embiid. They pretty much have yet to get the job done here without Joel Embiid. And this is why they need Joel Embiid for games. And even if Maxey comes back, we could have still beat this Hawks team if Maxey would have played. As my guy Ease Up Controls down says, with Maxey back in the lineup, who will sit? Buddy Hield or Cameron Payne? I really do think personally, I mean, it's not guaranteed that Maxey is going to come back tomorrow, though, against Washington. But based on tonight's game on who I think does sit, I think it's going to be Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield does come off the bench for the 76ers. I think he is probably their first choice to be their sixth man. Because Cameron Payne, he didn't take as many shots, but he still shot the ball really well. Buddy Hield was 8 of 21 from the field. Cameron Payne was 7 of 16. And in terms of three-pointers, you want to have somebody that can shoot the three ball pretty consistently. And based on the two tonight, you give the advantage over to Cameron Payne. And then free throws, Buddy Hield never even attempted a free throw all night long. And then you have Cameron Payne shooting 2 for 2. So me personally, I'm having Cameron Payne stay in the starting five, and I'm moving Buddy Hield to the bench. But again, there's no guarantee if Maxey's coming back tomorrow. So you might see these two guards starting tomorrow night. But if Maxey comes back, you sit Buddy Hield and have him be the first guy off the bench. And have Buddy Hield be the sixth man. So tomorrow, if Maxey does come back, I should see a lineup of Tyrese Maxey, Cameron Payne, Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, Paul Reed. But if Maxey doesn't come back, I better see the same exact lineup starting. But hopefully Maxey's back after the stupid, quote-unquote, non-COVID illness of some sort. Just absolutely crazy. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and go over the final stats here from this one, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So starting it off on the Atlanta Hawks side, Trae Young ended up leading the way here for the Atlanta Hawks in this one with 37 points, a rebound, 12 assists, and a steal. Then following that performance up was Onyeka Okongwu finishing his night with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, as well as a steal and 2 blocks. Then following that up is Saddiq Bey finishing his night with a double-double of his own, finishing the night with 18 points, 11 rebounds, as well as an assist and a steal each. Then following that up is Bogdan Bogdanovic finishing the night with 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Then following that up in the starting five is Jalen Johnson, also with a double-double tonight, finishing his night with 11 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. And then following that up off the bench, you have DeAndre Hunter finishing his night with 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, as well as a steal. And then following that up, you have Garrison Matthews finishing his night with 8 points, a rebound, and an assist each. And then following that up, you have Bruno Fernando finishing his night with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And is there somebody I skipped? No, there was not. So that actually rounds out the final player stats here for the Atlanta Hawks as we now go to the 76ers side here, where Kelly Oubre Jr. went ahead and plays absolute tail off today, leading the 76ers in this one, finishing his night with 28 points, 12 rebounds, as well as an assist, as well as a steal and a block each. Then following that up is Tobias Harris, finishing his night with 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Then following that up is Buddy Hield, finishing his night with 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Then following that up is Cameron Payne in the starting 5, finishing his night in his debut with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, as well as a block. Then following that up here for the 76ers was Paul Reed, finishing with a double-double tonight of 12 points, 13 rebounds, as well as an assist, a steal, and a block each. Then following that up for the 76ers is the young undrafted rookie himself, Terquavion Smith, finishing his night with 8 points and a steal. Then following that up is KJ Martin, finishing his night with 5 points, 6 rebounds. 5 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal. And then following that up is Ricky Council IV, finishing his night with 4 points and 2 rebounds. And then rounding it off here for the 76ers is Mo Bamba, finishing his night with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks to end off the final stats here for your Philadelphia 76ers. And now over to the team stats now as the – hang on one second, guys. Just give me 1 second here. I want to pull up just one more graphic of this so we can get both sides here. Well, not one more graphic, one more tab. All right, guys, so now over to the team stats now, where the Atlanta Hawks ended up finishing shooting the ball 51.9% from the field to the Philadelphia 76ers 42.9%. The Atlanta Hawks finished shooting the ball 44.4% from three-point range to the Philadelphia 76ers 33.3%. The Atlanta Hawks finished shooting the ball 81.8% from the free throw line to the Philadelphia 76ers 75.9%. The Atlanta Hawks went ahead and out-rebounded the 76ers overall. In this one, I do believe. Or excuse me, the 76ers actually out-rebounded the 76ers. The 76ers actually out-rebounded the Atlanta Hawks in this one overall. 60-48. And the 76ers also went ahead and out-rebounded the Atlanta Hawks offensively 18-9. So good job by the 76ers in that category right there. In terms of assists, the Atlanta Hawks went ahead and out-assisted the 76ers in this one, 31-24. In terms of steals, the 76ers went ahead and actually had more steals than the Atlanta Hawks did, 7-4. Then in terms of blocks, it was a block party, but it ended up being the Atlanta Hawks winning that battle, having more blocks than the 76ers, 9-6. And then a total of And a total of 43 personal fouls called, 24 called on the Philadelphia 76ers, and 19 called on the Atlanta Hawks. And ladies and gents, on that note, that is how the foul stats come to an end here. In this one, the 76ers go ahead and lose their 4th straight game to the Atlanta Hawks in this one by a final score of 127-121, which obviously sucks, but at the end of the day, when you have Cameron Payne and Buddy Hield playing their first game, you expected them to shake the rust off a little bit, but hey, they got hot at the end of the day. And you know what? This is another game that honestly I cannot be mad about with those two playing their first game. If we literally just got a C+ or B- Tyrese Maxey in this game tonight, we would have won the game. We would have beat Atlanta if we would have had a C+ or B- Tyrese Maxey. Probably a Tyrese Maxey that was probably 75% healthy, ready to go. Maybe 80%. But if we get that version of Tyrese Maxey, we are beating the Atlanta Hawks. And we're not even having this conversation. And we're not even having this conversation about the 76ers losing their fourth straight game. But last comment of the night here, potentially for my guy Charles Iris, says on behalf of BLSG co-monitors, thanks for your outstanding contribution on the live stream broadcast tonight. Good night from the Nassau Bahamas. Best regards, Charles. Hourly blessings always. Hey, Charles, I appreciate my guy for once again showing that positivity as you've done all night and ever since you started to know about my channel. I appreciate Charles Adderley. Blessings to you, my guy. Best regards, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through. And on that note, ladies and gents, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for me here in this one. I will see you guys tomorrow night. But anyway, ladies and gents, be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe if you guys have not done so. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody. Have a good night, y'all. God bless and peace.